Okay, you ready for this?
Let's do it.
Okay, here we go. So at 5 o'clock this morning, I'm sleeping downstairs.
Okay.
Because I got home late last night. Sleeping downstairs in the studio. Ellery busts in to my room, 5 o'clock in the morning. And she's like, Dad, there's a fire.
What?
Yeah. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like dead asleep. Jump out of bed. And I'm like, where? And she's like, outside. And I look outside. And you know the houses that are right in my driveway? There's a house behind those houses that's just like engulfed in flames.
Are you fucking kidding me, dude?
No, it was insane. I couldn't, because of the size of the house and the way that it was like positioned, I couldn't see the flames, but you could just see the orange glow.
Oh my God.
And I'm like, holy shit. And you know, we've got pine trees all around us, and those things just go up like crazy.
They're dry as hell right now too.
So I'm like, shit, okay, what do I do? I'm like all groggy because I just woke up. Ellery runs outside. She knocks on the neighbors' doors, wakes them up, and warns everybody. By then, the fire department comes, and they put out the fire in like 5 minutes. But our neighbor got video of the fire from their backyard, and Ellery said that they showed her the video, and like the flames are like shooting out of the windows and stuff.
Oh my goodness.
So I haven't seen the damage. I don't know what the deal is, but
you got to check that out. Find out if everybody's okay, because that's brutal, man.
It was crazy, man. And you know, in this house, we've lived here for 8 or 9 years in this house. We've had exploding propane tanks down the block. We had a pine tree completely engulfed in flames a few years ago. Like,
I remember your pictures.
Driveway.
Was this the pictures from your outside? I remember a picture of out in front of your house that you had. That was some flames.
Yeah. Like, I don't know what's happening, but we get like these fire events every now and then.
Oh my God. Well, we do live in Oregon, and there's a lot of wood and sap.
Wood and sap.
These things typically start, inside houses and stuff. So
yeah.
Remember when I was first on the scene? It must have been 2013. My neighbor's house went up on fire.
Oh shit, I forgot about that. Yeah.
Yeah, it was Delilah, old lady Delilah, lived with her kids and stuff there. They're older kids, but they were there. And I walk over there, and nobody's noticed. Nobody knows yet. And I could see their garage is on fire.
Fuck.
And I walk in. I'm like, you guys got to get out of here. They're starting to collect stuff. No, you got to get out of here.
Get out now. Yeah.
Yeah. And by the time I got them out, the firefighters were, but they didn't give a shit about that house, dude. The way they tried to put that fire out, it's like crushing everything, just completely demolishing the siding, not taking care of anything. It was really cool to see. It's like, wow, these guys.
They like just knock the mailbox down first, like make sure that's not in anybody's
get out of our way. Yeah.
They start smashing the windows of the cars. So like,
I imagine this house near you, they just fucking went through there, and if they put it out that quick, they probably destroyed it. I'm sure.
I have no idea, but I was awake. Or the fire was going for maybe 5 minutes when I was awake. I have no idea how long it was going before that. But if the
firefighter had just shown up, then maybe it just started. Who knows?
I don't know, but it looked, from my vantage point, it was like the whole sky was illuminated orange.
Wow. I hope everybody's okay. That's insane.
Yeah, it was crazy. So forgive me, I'm a little tired because I wasn't planning on getting up at 5 in the morning.
Did you go back to bed? Or?
I mean, I did, but it was like one of those things, like I get up at 6:30 anyway, and so I was like kind of like in and out of sleep. And I was out later than I anticipated. So it was one of those things. So now I'm kind of tired.
It's hard these days, man. We don't get our 8 hours or whatever you require. I require 8. If I don't get my 8, I kind of messes up my whole day.
I'm usually, it depends for me, but anywhere from 6 to 8, and I'm pretty good. Less than 6, I start to get a little weird. So today's going to be weird. Just prepare yourself.
Okay, good.
It's going to be weird.
I'll try to carry you through this episode.
Yeah.
Let's see what happens.
So anyway, we are I Hate Music. Welcome to I Hate Music, part of the Distorted Paths podcast network, brought to you by Earth and Sound. I want to take a minute to talk about Patreon. Just real quick. Patreon.com. Helps us pay the bills, show support for our time and our effort, our skills, our years of knowledge, and all the beers that we've had over the years. You can subscribe any level you want to, $5, $10, $15, $20, $500 a month. It's a set it, forget it type of situation. If you subscribe at $10 or more per month, we will roast you on the podcast.
We will try to roast you as best we can.
Yep. If you want to take it one step further, you can send us some facts about yourself, a photo that would help us inform our roasting. But if I just have a name, we'll still roast you. We'll
still roast problem. You. Or maybe we'll look you up on the internet or something. Who knows?
Yeah, we'll get like some weird information. Maybe we'll dox you too. But
we'll find your jail records, your prison record.
Yeah. But
what's doxing mean? What does that mean?
It's like releasing their public not public information, like private information, like me, like airing your credit card number or social security number or something like that.
Yeah. Well, that'd be terrible.
I did mean to ask you, what was your credit card number and PIN?
447. Well, you got a pen and paper. Paper. I did give out my phone number, so I mean that's pretty personal.
A landline, even. Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't had a message in a while. Any listeners out there?
Man, the I Hate Music.
Should I give it right now? The number?
Do it.
Let me give the number again. Okay, the number is 503-746-7093. Leave me a message. I haven't changed the voicemail in a while, so it's still a basketball-themed voicemail, but give me a call.
Yeah, do it.
We'll listen to it.
We'll
put it on our Instagram or something.
Yeah. So Patreon is patreon.com/IHateMusicPodcast. And we do have a new subscriber, a new member. I don't know what you call him, subscriber or member. Recently signed up. This is the funny thing, is he signed up for enough money to pay for the roasting. But the episode where we mentioned that hasn't even aired yet. So,
oh my God, that is funny.
So should we roast this guy?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah. I mean, this is going to be played chronologically. Yeah. So that makes sense that we do it now.
I think we should do it. He sent a little message with,
even though he didn't consent to being roasted. But but that doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. We don't care about that. We're gonna roast him anyway. I'm not going to release his full name, but his name is Dominic. And
nice.
He says,
"Thank you, Dominic."
Yeah. Actually, at this point in time, he is paying more per month than anybody else.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Why? What did we do to deserve this? It's amazing. Thanks, bro.
It's probably the workout metal episode. It seems to be a favorite.
That's funny. That one resonates.
Yeah. So anyway, Dominic says, "Hey guys, big fan from Fairbanks, Alaska."
Wow.
I forget which episode you brought it up, if there was any metal bands from Alaska besides 36 Crazy Fists. And the answer is no.
Nice. We nailed the one. We got it.
Yep. We're the second least populated state, so there's not a lot of unique metal sounds from here. Fairbanks does have a great bluegrass scene. What are some of the types of music and bands that are non-metal do you guys enjoy? Keep up the great work. Cheers.
So many. Both of our tastes are pretty diverse, even though it doesn't seem like it on this podcast.
Well,
although Jason talks about, that's true, but Jason does talk about his more than I do, I think. But
I think so. I mean, obviously we're metalheads at heart, and metal is the focus of our lives and the podcast. But we delve into a lot of other stuff, and we talk about it on the pod too. I've played Dochi on here, and all sorts of stuff. But I listen to a lot of. Well, I shouldn't say a lot, but I listen to a fair amount of hip hop, electronic music. Mm-hmm. That's it. That's all I can think of right now. I listen to jazz now and then. I like Miles Davis. I like, man, my tired brain is struggling with the names. Eric Dolphy.
Yeah, no problem.
Nice. I like, that's it.
Nice.
What about you?
One of my favorites lately was Egyptian Lover. I love that guy. And that's a huge influence on my Neon Wizard album. Check it out. I just put that out. Every track is either a Kraftwerk ripoff, a Zombie ripoff, or an Egyptian Lover ripoff. So any fans of those bands, please check out my Neon Wizard project. It's came out fucking awesome, dude.
Yeah,
it's so fun.
Let's
so
actually do a shorty on that at some point.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, no problem.
Wizard. Yeah, that'd be really good.
Yeah, I focus a lot on that. Of course, when we grew up, a lot of classic rock and some jazz here and there. Big name jazz bands, Miles Davis and stuff. But yeah, I mean Pink Floyd and all the classic rock shit. I could look at my cassettes here and see Rush, and I mean it's all rock. Mostly it's rock and roll for sure.
Yeah,
but within that, of course, is but not all. A lot of Dungeon Synth lately, of course. Yeah. Tons of like new age music, stuff like that. Yeah.
The other day, Aaron accidentally called it Dragon Synth. Nice. And I was like, actually, that works.
That totally works, dude. There's a few bands I think that would fit that concept.
I think so. Yeah, Dragon Synth.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah, I've been trying to explore some other things lately too. I guess mostly electronic music, but more like Autechre, and what's the other one I'm trying to think of?
Boards of Canada or something?
Yeah, Boards of Canada, Aphex Twin, stuff
Aphex
like
Twin,
that.
Yeah. No, those guys are great too.
Been listening to a lot of Fever Ray, who I adore. Yeah.
I must say my allegiances lie with rock and roll, even to this day. When I see, even though I play a keyboard on stage, when I see other, kind of sampling bands and stuff, it just doesn't hit me in the same way or whatever. I guess I'm talking more about live music or something, but
that's
certainly.
That is why I love Thief so much. There's so many keyboards involved. There's so many like samples, backing tracks, but they have live singing, live bassist, and a live drummer. And so it fills, the backing tracks fill out the sound for sure, but there's a lot of like live instrumentation going on, and that makes the difference for me,
Yeah, I agree with that for sure. Yeah, that's fun. It makes it more entertaining to watch.
For sure.
I don't know with the Dungeon Synth scene, when typically they have like a screen behind the band, or behind the guy, and there's some action to see, but it's kind of hard to see their hands most of the time. So
right.
But it makes me think about bluegrass. I have not been exposed to that much.
Not really.
At all,
me either.
Really, and with the stuff I do here, I appreciate like the banjo playing and stuff. But once again, when I see that live, which I have a few times in my life, it's like, oh shit, these guys are amazing. But when I sit down and listen to it, I can't like, it doesn't grab me, like it's just like, it washes over me or something.
Exactly. That's an interesting phenomenon too. It's like I have found over the years that I'm not so much into noise as I used to be, but like I can't listen to it on record. Like it loses me immediately, but I love watching performances, even if it is just like a guy with a laptop. Like that's like that is the format that music should be ingested, not on a record.
It's spontaneous. It's meant to be almost, right? It's meant to be kind of avant-garde and just like pushing the envelope and doing things for the first time. Here we go.
For sure. Yeah.
I love that part of it.
Yeah.
I think seeing classical music is also a live experience for me. I can't really listen to a lot of it. I like the lute, because of my interest in medieval instruments. I like the lute, and I like kind of like medieval style music. But when I see like a classical orchestra live, I feel the power of it. But when I hear it on record, like Wagner or something, I don't quite. Doesn't hit me as strong as hearing Rhapsody, which Rhapsody takes all that shit and just metalizes it, something about that is, it's interesting.
That's awesome.
The metalized version does hit me, but the original style does not. That's interesting.
What's the band, not Apocalyptica, but like the there's like a
the cello guys, or
no, god damn my brain, the guys that take like the Christmas music, and not Mannheim Steamroller.
Mannheim Steamroller.
No, not them. I don't think. I think I'm thinking of somebody else.
Oh, the Sabotage guys.
Yes.
Yeah. Is that Mannheim Steamroller, or?
I don't think so.
No, it's not.
No, it's something else.
But those are so fucking bombastic.
Yeah, they're making like all like power metal, like, and it's
Trans-Siberian Orchestra.
There you go, TS. It's cool that they get all trans people to do that too. That's really cool and progressive. Yeah.
So progressive. But these fucking guys play like the Moda Center and stuff.
I know,
it's a
it's
huge
huge.
It's insane. It's too much for me though. It's like
too much.
There's a line where my power metal becomes just too bombastic and too it becomes a joke at that point or something.
I mean that stuff is just crazy. Yeah. All right. Well, we are here to talk about
this guy. I mean, this guy fucking loving
I forgot to roast him.
Fuck this guy. You know,
he's just fucking hick from Alaska.
Yeah, he doesn't know shit because he's born in Fairbanks. Like, what kind of exposure is there? If he saw fucking stank, what are these Hoobastank? If they came to town, he'd probably check it out because it was just like the only thing, you know.
He loves Hoobastank. I can tell from his name. And
oh, dude, I bet the whole town loves Hoobastank. It's the number one town for Hoobastank.
I mean, Fairbanks, more like Unfairbanks. Am I right?
Am I right?
Am I right?
I'm sure Korn is huge up there. These shitty bands that love Fairbanks.
Oh, for sure. And this guy, I mean, I can just tell from his name, and that's pretty much.
He's like an Italian guy in Fairbanks. He doesn't fit in at all. There's no pizza places up there. That's probably like the most. Italian food is probably the most extreme they get, you know?
For sure, yeah.
There's definitely no Thai food there or anything.
No, you can tell this guy's dumb.
Yeah.
I can just tell. Okay. Well, I'm sorry, Dominic. That was fun though. But thank you for your pledge. If anybody else wants to become a Patreon member at $10 or more per month, we will roast you like that, and you'll love it, or else.
Like that.
All right. Well, we're here to talk about Birmingham, UK, and the music that comes out of it. But before we get into that, Birmingham. Let's take a little break.
Birmingham.
All right.
Right, this is Billy Smear. earthinsound.org is the official website and online store for the I Hate Music podcast and Earth in Sound Productions. There you can find music and merch from bands such as Dolvin, Moonbladder, and Crossbaths, as well as merch from the I Hate Music podcast. Visit us online to stay apprised of I Hate Music and Earth in Sound, and please like, subscribe, rate, review, share, blah, blah, blah. Oi!
This is Pete Lee from Lawnmower Death, and you're listening to I Hate Music, which I really, really do.
Okay, and we're back. We are here today to talk about Birmingham and all the crazy bands that came out of there.
Not Alabama.
Not Alabama. One time we were in Birmingham, Alabama, and I tried to convince people that that was the home of Black Sabbath, and nobody believed me. No, it didn't work.
It's very different. I've been to both as well. 2 years ago, and around this time, 2 years ago, hot as fuck, dude. Birmingham, Alabama.
Alabama, yeah.
Yeah, pretty devoid of metal music. Although isn't Paul Bearer from there or something?
They're from Kentucky, I think.
Okay. Anyway, there probably is some metal bands from there. But
I would
like
think
Fairbanks,
so.
Alaska might be Slim Pickens.
Yeah. We should just roast Dominic this entire episode.
Yeah, we should.
Yeah.
But really cool town. But yeah, it's too hot for metal. Something like that.
I had this theory the other day that was instantly broken when I really thought about it. But at first, because our show in Milwaukee, it was so hot, it was hard to play, and our fingers are slipping all over the place. I'm like, is that why like Louisiana has like all these like sludgy, like swampy bands? Is because
you can't play technical.
You can't play technical. And I was thinking about this, and I was like, wait, is that true? And I'm thinking about Scandinavia, Emperor, and all this, and I was like, oh, but Florida's got fucking Lord Angel and Death and Cynic and.
If it weren't for those bands, though, I would kind of agree with you almost.
Yeah.
Be like, wow, maybe you're onto something here. But the heat does slow your brain down.
I think it does.
So it makes sense that the sludginess comes from that as well.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
Anyway, Birmingham, England, though. Beautiful place. We've both had the privilege of visiting. I've been there multiple times. Some of our... I don't know. I was assuming.
I don't think I've been there.
Shit, dude, you haven't been.
I don't think so. No, I don't think so.
You've been around the vicinity, but not been there. Mm-hmm. But I have some really, really good friends, family friends from when I was a young child that are from Birmingham. So I visited the place many times, actually, probably 10 times at least.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And spent a bunch of time there. So had the privilege of getting to know the area a little bit. Of course, the time that Sabbath came from, it was a very different time, but
for sure.
Yeah, it's an interesting thing to see the amount of bands that come from a small area,
Like how small are we talking? Like what's the vibe
well,
there?
what's the population? I don't really know. We could look that up, but you take a train from Birmingham City Central, I would say within 30 minutes you're outside of it. It's not far to get out, and you're in the countryside or something. But England has these little nooks and crannies, right? London is a very specific city, big city, fashion kind of trends, lots of modern trends and finances and stuff. But outside of that, England is pretty run down and old,
Yeah. Yeah.
You go to Birmingham and Manchester and Liverpool, and they've all traditionally been really working class cities. Not that London wasn't as well, but London was definitely the epicenter of a lot of other industries as well. But these places were built on like the backs of fucking peasants, and it kind of shows.
And workers, yeah.
I
just looked it up, and Birmingham is a little over 1 million people.
A million people. Okay, so size of Portland or something,
Yeah.
Which isn't that big, really, in the scheme of things. Have you seen the top 20 cities in the world list? Most of them are in China now, and we've never even heard of these cities before. It's insane.
It's
not like Beijing or Shanghai. Yeah, we know those ones.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy.
Fuck, these places are huge, 20 million, 10, not 20. 20 is huge, it's like Tokyo, but 10 million is like a normal city now.
I know, it's huge. Yeah.
Anyway, Birmingham was traditionally a very working class and kind of depressed area, right? There were factories and there were steel working, just a working class frustrations, lots of pubs. I think the most people would probably go to the factory and then they'd go to the pub before they'd go home, a lot of times. So there's just pubs on every corner. There's probably a lot of like economic uncertainty in their lives, constantly changing jobs. So it just lends to what heavy metal became,
Yes. Yeah.
So that is an interesting phenomenon.
Yeah, big city of industry, and with that you get all the workers, and like you said, like maybe some economic uncertainty and stress with that. Then it boils over into like personal lives. Yep. And music is a great escape from that.
Yep. And those guys all worked in factories. That's not a fucking like old wives' tale. Like,
right.
Tony Iommi actually did work in a factory, chopped his fucking finger off, his fingertip, and he invented the power cord, which I don't know. It's like, but if it weren't for his middle finger being cut, he started to use these two fingers more often, which kind of became the power of Sabbath,
Yeah.
And so that was legit. He was in some kind of factory. I don't know, making bike tires or some shit. I don't know what he was doing, but this urban decay, and it exists there even in the 90s when I was there. It's been cleaned up quite a bit now. There's a fucking Black Sabbath bridge there now.
Yes, I've seen photos of that. Yeah.
So they're paying homage to it. But they certainly weren't proud of like what Sabbath brought to the area until very recently.
I would imagine. Yeah.
But so it's changed a lot. But the urban decay was pretty evident even in the 90s. I remember driving around and just seeing the difference from coming from America, where we have these suburban neighborhoods and these kind of backyards and all these things, and you see row and row and row of row houses over there, and it's just like you kind of see in old movies of England. It's like you open your front door and there's the sidewalk. There's no yard.
Right. And the backyard is like, if you're lucky, it's just like a little tiny square, right? It's
for your cat to piss on or something. It's not much, but I think all this led to their having a darker worldview. Of like, especially like probably seeing their boss have a fucking nice Mercedes or a nice Volvo or something while they're struggling to get on the bus every day, and this created this class struggle that really pissed them off. That's a lot what War Pigs is about. It's about like talking to the war masters and saying we don't want any part of this. So it's kind of cool.
And then after Sabbath, I mean, it's just like a deluge of different bands.
Well, and I think even before Sabbath, let's say that the artists of Birmingham were working class as well, where you go down to south to London and you get like the glam and the glitz of bright lights and kind of flashier people. even the local artists, I think at the time in Birmingham, were not flashy people. They're just the same guy you see at the pub, and they're just entertaining their friends or something. It wasn't like this scene of Rod Stewart with the nice fluffy hair and all these things. Okay. You know, there's like this. These guys were in their jean jackets, and because they just came from the factory or something.
Right.
You know.
Yeah.
So it started as almost like we're not London. It was almost a competition. Like, we're not London.
Interesting.
This is way before Sabbath, even in the early '60s.
Okay.
It's like, yeah. And I think there's just similar to Liverpool, which got exposed to a ton of music because it was a port city and all these boats were coming in and the sailors were offloading all the shit they got from around the world. A lot of it was records and shit. Birmingham was also kind of a shipping city, although it was on a river and a canal system and stuff. But it was a major hub for shipping, and I think a lot of music came in from around the world from that.
Yeah.
So that's what helped the blues and all that stuff.
Right.
These kids were exposed to blues because of that.
Wow. Okay. I didn't even think about that or realize that.
Yeah. And Birmingham was isolated from like the music scenes because London was where it was at. London was
right.
hip, you know.
Yeah.
So it allowed these guys to kind of create their own identity, you know.
Well, I feel like a lot of that is pretty typical for all sorts of music scenes all over the world. If you think about, hardcore music, like a lot of like the Midwestern, like noise rock, like AmRep type of stuff. They're all like different environments, but all just like hardworking, like factory workers or like retail workers or something, or people like chefs, and it's like, even like chef culture is kind of like that too. It's like you're rough and tumble and you're working all the time. And like, what do? You go to the pub and you're
letting off some steam. Yeah.
Letting off some steam. Yeah.
Yeah, it makes me think of some of this gore grind stuff. We've talked about this before, but Cleveland and these working class areas are kind of where its epicenter is.
Yeah.
Maybe that's similar in some way.
Well, or like Gothenburg, something like that. Yeah. I don't think of a place like Oslo being like that, but
no.
Maybe, I don't know, maybe.
Yeah. What's the reasoning for Oslo?
Sure.
That's a good one. Yeah.
But
that's a really nice place, surrounded by mountains. Beautiful.
Yeah, I know. But it's been a long time since I've been to Gothenburg, but I remember that being like a little. It seemed kind of working class to me. Maybe not to the extent of like a Birmingham or something.
It could have been, in England, and maybe this happened in Norway too. After World War II, these guys came home from the war and just started having babies, the baby boomers or whatever. Yeah. And so there was just a lot of young people.
Yeah.
And they were the ones that were working in these factories and stuff. So maybe that was happening in Oslo, something like that. But definitely happened in Birmingham,
Yeah, for sure. So aside from, there's pre-Sabbath and there's Sabbath, and then what happens once, I know Sabbath was never like welcomed in that area until recently, we went over, but like after Sabbath, what happens in the area?
Oh, I feel like they opened the floodgates almost. They allowed heavier music to proliferate. Judas Priest came along, and these bands were experimenting with heavier guitars and fucking with their amps more. And if it's definitely like pub music though, it wasn't like even Sabbath. I think the first Sabbath took the world by storm, no doubt, but I think up until the moment that they kind of shocked the world with that album, they were just like playing local pubs all the time. They weren't, there's just another pub band or whatever.
Sure. And but that's right. Priest is from Birmingham too.
Yeah. Isn't that incredible? It's just
like Black Sabbath and Judas Priest, both from from like a Portland area.
And I think, let's see, Robert Plant might be from there too.
Oh, really?
I think there was some connection to the Midlands at least for Robert Plant.
Okay.
Not that I think Jimmy Page is from London, but yeah. So, later on, of course, all the more bands became from there, like Napalm Death and and these bands that we love. But
exactly. Godflesh, that whole scene. I also, when I was thinking about this, I looked it up. And there's some unexpected bands from there, or like non-metal bands. I shouldn't say unexpected, but ones that I didn't realize. Duran Duran.
That's cool.
Birmingham.
Wow, I didn't realize it either. Wow.
UB40.
Amazing. Oh yeah, I knew that one.
Did you? Moody Blues.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's awesome. I figured they were a London band. Sweet. Wow. Yeah. So let's see. That was happening. UB40, maybe the late 70s, but certainly Moody Blues, late 60s, early 70s.
Yeah.
I don't know. It doesn't have much to do with heavy music, I guess, but
no, but
they were out there though, dude. Those guys were weird at the time, you know.
Well, yeah, and I mean, really popular, you know.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Even
of course.
to today, I run into
sure.
I hear their songs and stuff like that.
Nights of White Satin and stuff. That was a fucking huge hit. That was like 1968, probably 67. That was a huge hit. So, yeah, that's true. Duran Duran, that's an interesting one.
Yeah, I wouldn't have thought that.
Yeah.
Kind of like what you said. It seems like they're like more of like a London band or something with
totally
the
poofy
the way
hair
their
style
and all
is.
that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But that was happening in a different time, I suppose. You know, Manchester is where Morrissey came from and the Smiths and stuff. So maybe, you know, the cities, maybe London was being kind of, I don't know, not as popular as it was in the late 60s. So there wasn't any other big place in England during the late 60s, you know. So
right.
And then as population started changing and stuff by the 80s, I suppose.
Yeah.
You know who else is from there is Musical Youth. Pass the Doochie from the left.
Yeah, I remember that.
Oh, that song, dude.
That's great. So then once these bands, you know, even if they're just playing like the pubs and the small clubs or whatever, and they're just, you know, playing in front of like 50, 100 people, then it, you know, over time, it just proliferates, right? And then pretty soon it's like, it was kind of like an epicenter for a lot of the extreme metal in the early to mid 80s. And
I was wondering if it was a Scandinavian thing where there was more support by the local government and stuff, you know.
I was wondering that too.
I didn't find much information on that. I did look into that a little bit, but I don't think that was the case. But
it almost doesn't seem like
why was it happening, you know? There's just like maybe there was support from the local club promotions and the local owners and stuff, you know. There must have been a thing like that. But
so isn't the Mermaid, isn't that in Birmingham?
I'm not sure. Yeah,
I should look it up because the Mermaid was like, I do believe that was like one of the major clubs where like Grind Crusher went through and all that stuff.
Oh wow!
I'm looking it up right now. But let's see. Yeah, the Mermaid in Birmingham was a legendary, dilapidated 1980s music pub in Spark Hill that is globally renowned as the birthplace of grindcore.
Yeah. I've been to Spark Hill. That is actually where currently it's a huge Pakistani population, and they have the most amazing Pakistani food there.
Oh, yeah.
It's incredible.
That sounds great. Yeah.
Spark Hill, yeah.
Yeah, so it's interesting, like talking about England compared to Scandinavia, and I wonder if they weren't supported by the government, because I feel like Scandinavia, like everything is like so clean and precise, like musically. It's, you know, you got the Gothenburg sound, which is like all the twin guitars. And then you think of like Birmingham, you think of like Bolt Through a Realm of Chaos. You think of Scum. You think of like these down and dirty.
Yeah, it's dirty, like the factories. Yeah.
You're like, you're not taken care of, and you're just like, but like, people in Scandinavia, it's like almost like flowery, you know, like Dark Tranquillity, Sky Dancer. It's like, it's true, you know, it's not like down and dirty. It's like, everything's great. We're just kind of making beautiful music that sounds kind of weird. But
I wonder if that's why that stuff didn't stand the test of time. It's, I mean, those albums are great. The early albums by In Flames and Dark Tranquillity are great, but I think that they didn't have the grit, you know, like they didn't have like something that was born in the gutter.
You think of those early Napalm records, or you know, the early Bolt Thrower records, or listen to their Peel sessions. Like there's so much. Just
that only comes out of some anger, some strife, some kind of turmoil that's going on, and maybe those Gothenburg kids had it with their families or something. But this is born out of your culture. This is born out of your fucking, like, every day. It's your family. It's your fucking boss. It's everyone. It's not just, you know, it's the government. It's not just your family or something.
You're struggling to get by paycheck to paycheck. You hate your wife. Your kids are mean to you. You know, it's. Yeah, Aunt Margie's asking you about your lyrics or around the egg salad sandwich again. You know, it's,
she is.
Yeah, it's like all that type, and it feels like, I mean, it is like from enslavement to obliteration. It's like you feel like there's no escape, no hope.
There's no
You're
way
stuck
out.
in this world, and your only escape is getting on stage and screaming about it for a while.
Exactly. Isn't that interesting? Like your anger actually could be a gateway to escapement. your expression of this feeling can actually lead you out of it. That's fucking awesome.
So think about a person like Shane Embry. I don't know him personally, and I can't speak for him. But if what we're postulating is true, think about him growing up, maybe not in the best circumstances, maybe like working real hard. His parents worked real hard. The grandparents worked real hard. Doesn't come from a lot. And now he's like this internationally acclaimed music legend that has toured the world for decades. Because he got on stage and played songs like Scum. It's amazing.
Yeah, that's incredible, and I'm sure a lot of his family doesn't. We're gonna start talking about this again. His family probably doesn't understand what the hell he did and how he did it, or what his popularity is. You know?
Yeah. Oh,
like
Shaney.
when he gets recognized, they're walking down. Yeah, they're calling him Shaney. Yeah. But when they're walking down the street, he probably gets recognized even in Birmingham.
Oh, for sure.
Birmingham.
Yeah.
And they're just like, why are these people talking to you? And
yeah.
It's just like,
Shaney, can you pass me a deviled egg? Why do you have to sing songs about Scum?
Yeah, what does that mean? Well, I'm talking about the boss that I used to have back at the shoe factory.
Yeah, that was 1982. Get over it.
You're still complaining about that? Well, it really affected me, Mom. Anyway, these musicians were, transforming these experiences they were having, and that's authentic. That's the fucking core of authenticity, and that's a beautiful thing when your art reflects like your surroundings, and that's the kind of shit we really like.
Well, I think that's a lot of the stuff, especially in England, it seems like. Well, it doesn't seem like there is a lot of crossover with punk and hardcore, and a lot of it. Like, especially early Bolt Thrower, like they considered themselves a punk band before death metal was even a thing. And, punk is legendary for being like, singing about politics and like real world stuff. You're not singing about, dragons or anything like that. You're singing about your life experiences.
Yeah. Good call. Yeah. And that's exactly what they're doing. They just made it a little heavier.
Yeah,
or something.
For sure. Yeah.
I don't know. Even that earlier stuff could be classified as punk. Even Iron Maiden was kind of punky at the beginning. But,
exactly. Yeah.
But especially in that area, I think there was probably a lot of the same kids going to all that music,
Oh yeah,
I bet the Bolt Thrower guys were going to punk shows too. Of course.
Oh yeah, Andy's told me he saw Ramones like multiple times in the 70s and 80s in England.
Do you think there was that kind of segregation that we had in the States? There was like heavy metal kids and there punk kids. You think that there was? Did we talk about this with him?
I don't think we did, and I don't know if there was, but I almost feel like it didn't seem like there would be. Yeah. You think about, again, like Realm of Chaos, like it's death metal, hardcore, punk, the way they're addressing the imagery, like even like the old school, like classic Bolt Thrower art, not the album cover, but like their shirts with the chaos symbol and that weird demon guy, whatever. It looks like punk artwork.
Totally. Yeah, it does.
And so, I mean, I don't know if there was like a big difference between the scenes. Like here, it felt very segregated. Like you're either a punk or a metalhead.
Yep. Yeah, exactly.
But I'm not sure that's the case.
But I think at Bolt Thrower shows, you probably see, back then, you probably would have seen a lot of hardcore kids.
Well, think about the Grind Crusher comp. There was stuff on there that was more punk than death metal. So, yeah.
Was Eric, was the guy from Eric in London, or was he in the Birmingham area too?
I thought he was Birmingham, but I could be wrong.
Yeah. I could be wrong. So that made a big difference to the scene when he was just signing all these local bands, Really cool.
Yeah, Digby, right? That. That's what you're talking about?
Digby.
Yeah. It's interesting. So Birmingham,
I feel the same way when I listen to like early Sabbath. It does have that grit, the same grit as Bolt Thrower.
It does.
It's got that same kind of like energy.
It's presented in a different way, but it's very similar. Yeah.
But it's almost like if you pay attention close enough, you can tell these were just like working class kids. You can tell. It's pretty awesome.
Well, think about like Godflesh's Street Cleaner. I mean, that was so not out of left field necessarily, but so different for that scene. But that, because it was like quote unquote like industrial metal. I hate that term. But it almost did like replicate like the sound and the drudgery of like a factory life.
Actual factory,
yeah.
And I think Tony Iommi's mentioned this before, where he was kind of writing in a format similar to what he was hearing in those factories. He was kind of replicating like, and some of the riffs, the chugginess of the riffs was like the tempo that he heard the wheels rolling at the fucking train factory.
I mean,
or whatever
it makes
he was
sense.
working at.
Yeah.
It's amazing. And there was no, this was their only way out. A lot like the rap, I think.
Yes,
and a lot
exactly.
of, this was their only way out. Music was their only way out. And Ozzy's book is a lot about that, about how this guy had no future. Like, he knew he'd be fucking just like his dad in this stupid fucking factory, or he had to make it in rock and roll. When you have that desperation, like, that's when the shit
only
comes
one
out.
choice.
It's like, we got to make this good.
But, dude, that's like 1 in like 10 million chance. Like, that's
sure.
Wow, that's crazy.
Think about how many dozens of other Aussies or hundreds of others are in Birmingham that didn't make it out and are still at the factory, or it's talking about the one show they played at the fucking Odeon or whatever they played in 1975. That's sad.
Well, it's a lot like the hip hop scene, like you mentioned. It's like those guys who are like, this is either like, you're talking like LA, East LA or something like that. It's like, I either like make music and try to get out of there like that, or I'm going to like end up, joining a gang or selling drugs or, and that's like the type of stuff that they talk about. So, in hip hop, it's like, there's like the, I guess it's like an urban legend. I'm not sure how true it is, but you hear about people like, Vanilla Ice or something like that, like pretending to be from somewhere they're not. Yeah. Do you think the metal people ever do that? They're like, oh man, like I worked in.
It doesn't happen. Like, there wasn't like the cred. I don't think like, I don't look at like Crip Sermon and something and be like, oh, I hope they're really from the streets of Baltimore like they say. I don't know. I don't think about it like that. But I think in rap it's a little different. Maybe that was the '90s thing too, where 50 Cent had to prove that he got shot or whatever just to show that he's legit or something.
I think like
I don't know.
With hip hop it's like street cred. With a lot of metal it's like being cult or true or not being a poser.
That's true.
So it's not so much like, oh man, you didn't work in a factory growing up, but it's like, oh,
I think it's
you don't have
okay
the
that
original pressing. That's
more
what
like that.
Yeah.
It's okay that you're from the suburbs as long as you look the part.
Well, yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I came from a suburban environment, and which leads, maybe not in the same way of Sabbath, but I can try to wax poetic about how it leads to some form of like a rebellion against your authority figures and these kind of things. There was definitely more hope that I had in the world, but I don't know. I think definitely there's a lot of metalheads that are from kind of nice areas of the world, and they're still really, they understand however they understood it. They understand what's going on. So that's all that matters.
Well, I think with hip hop,
even in Fairbanks, you could do this shit.
Fucking not Dominic though.
No, I don't know about that guy.
That guy can't do shit. But a lot of hip hop too is kind of based more on locale. I feel like they sing about the area they're from, or they're representing an area, and so then if you're pretending or making that up, I can see where that would be a problem. But
it's funny you mention that.
I don't see that in metal so much, where it's like
that changed in the '90s when Rob Halford put out this Resurrection album. There's a track on there. It talks like about his whole upbringing, coming from this factory area.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like he talks about it openly. But otherwise you wouldn't have known they're necessarily from Birmingham and their lyrics or anything.
Well, here's a weird tangent. Machine Head, they talk about Oakland a lot. And
really?
Yeah.
I haven't read their lyrics, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, or at least caveat, in the 90s when I first heard them, there was like a lot of talk about like being from the streets of Oakland.
I don't know, dude. Really?
Well, if you watch their video for Davidian, it's like got the graffiti that says like Oakland and blah blah, and it's like they're very much like proud of like being from Oakland.
That's funny.
Aesop was like, those guys aren't from Oakland. They're from like Dublin or like some like
Concord
suburb or something.
Yeah.
But he would say that about a lot of the thrash bands too. Like Testament is from Dublin, and Testament was always like, oh, we're Bay Area, and he's like, well, I mean, kind of, but Dublin's like a hour drive into the suburbs, Yeah,
exactly. Yeah. Well, I guess as we were discussing this originally, we were talking about Birmingham, but Coventry is where Bolt Thrower's from, which is just outside, so maybe it counts, And I think when they're talking to the world, they're saying, unless you know England really well, they're not going to probably say Coventry. They're going to say Birmingham.
Yeah, for sure.
And so I give Testament a break for that.
For sure. Yeah, me too. Yeah. I'm not worried about that whatsoever.
Yeah. Okay, this is lyrics from Made in Hell by Rob Halford. This is from his Resurrection album, which was like late 90s. From Memories of 68, When the Wizard Shook the World. So that's a reference to Sabbath.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Metal came from foundries where the Midlands sound unfurled. The Bull Ring, which is a Birmingham iconic building. It's called the Bull Ring. The Bull Ring was a lonely place of concrete towers and steel. The coal mines and the industries were all I had to fell. Something inside took hold of me. I really didn't know, but over time it came to be. I knew which way to go. I drove all around in search of what would make this all come true, from jazz and electricity and good old-fashioned blues. It's good, man. He's just talking about, like, absorbing music and, like, in this concrete world, escaping, basically. Yeah, he found his way,
That's
pretty
awesome.
Cool.
Yeah.
And he talks about later on in the lyrics, it's just about him being in front of like thousands of people and screaming, how amazing that feels to this day.
Right.
And there's something about the attitude of these people. Ozzy's like this. Rob Halford's like this. These guys are so humble. They constantly think about others. They constantly are aware of like, how are you? Like these are fucking good people, dude.
Yeah, for sure.
And you could tell they come from some kind of working class attitude. Yeah. Because that's where that comes from, not from some like, I'm the best, They were never told they were the best. They were just they had to work for it, It's amazing.
That's interesting. Yeah. But not to like compare it with hip hop because it's apples and oranges. But, I feel like with hip hop, there's a lot of boasting involved.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. But you don't see that in the music of like Black Sabbath or Judas Priest or something like that.
No, not at all. Yeah. They're all really good people. I think if you could easily sit down with for a beer with Iommi or Bill Ward, and Ozzy would have been really fun to party with. Oh man,
I would have loved to meet him at some point.
Yeah, it's okay. Do you know anybody that met him?
That's a great question.
Like how far removed? Even my close friends in Birmingham, I don't think they ever came across him.
Huh.
And they lived there since 70s probably. So yeah, he may have left by then or whatever. But I have my friend Steve Tomlinson, who lives currently not in Birmingham, but grew up there. He told me about seeing the guys from Bolt Thrower or Napalm or something, just out and about.
Yeah, for sure.
So he knew who they were. He's not even really metalhead. So yeah, they were local legends.
Yeah. Wow. I would love to.
I don't think people from there realize how, until recently, this is something that's happened. Yeah. They didn't understand what was going on.
No.
I imagine so many people from South America and around the world were coming to Birmingham being like, you guys have nothing to show. Like, this is the epicenter here. And they're just like, what do you mean?
What are you talking about?
Yeah. And now there's a fucking museum and all this shit and the bridge and all these things. Yeah. But man, they didn't give a shit until recently.
Yeah, we saw those idiots on the street all the time. Like, they're long hair and
what'd they make of themselves, those guys?
Aunt Margie's pissed.
Yeah. At least they kind of did it when they're alive still, mostly.
Yeah, that's true.
Because they did that Sabbath, last Ozzy show. The last one he did was at Aston Villa Stadium, which is a soccer stadium right in Birmingham. So that's cool.
Have you been to the stadium?
No, I haven't seen a game there. No. I saw a show at the NEC, Birmingham NEC, which is their big kind of arena. I saw Rob Halford and Iron Maiden there. I also saw Kiss there in the 90s. Yeah, when they did their reunion thing. Yeah, so I've been there a couple times, but no, I haven't seen any shows. I went to a rock club once. I was visiting my friends in Birmingham, and I just wanted to go out. I was by myself. I don't remember why I was by myself, but I ended up at like a rock club and kind of hung out and, mingled with other metalheads while the DJ was playing or whatever, but I forget the name of that place. But yeah, it's a cool little town, and it's gotten a lot better. It's been fixed up now, and there's fucking Jamba Juice in every corner and all that.
Sure. Yeah. And there was talk of naming the airport like the Ozzy Osbourne International Airport or something.
Amazing?
I don't know how real that is, but there was like a petition going around or something for it.
Oh, that'd be so cool. After he died, maybe they were just like, how do we pay homage? Calls to rename Birmingham Airport began following the legend's passing in July 2025. They have not ruled it out.
Yeah.
So,
actually, I think
that'd be cool.
Would it make sense that I flew into the Birmingham airport for Fortress Fest?
Maybe. Did you? I mean, that wasn't that long ago. Could have been London.
It wasn't
How'd
London
you get
for
there?
sure.
Yeah. Oh, maybe it was Liverpool or Leeds or something.
It wasn't either one of maybe it was Leeds. I don't know.
Yeah, Leeds is relatively big. Closest big town, I think, to Scarborough there.
Yeah, we had like a 2-hour drive from where we landed to Scarborough.
Yeah,
so
that might have been Birmingham, dude.
it might have been.
I remember you mapped it because you were hoping Andy Whale would come. you were trying to convince him.
Yeah, well, he was talking about coming, but I just didn't have the time. But he said it would be a 7-hour drive for him.
Oh, okay. So it wasn't Birmingham then. Because is that where he lives now?
He does still live there. Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Yeah, it's a long way.
Yeah.
Although in 7 hours, I think you can drive all of England, basically. So maybe.
I think that's what he said.
I don't know.
It was a long time. I don't remember.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like I got to go there now. We could do
let's go together and have a beer on the fucking Aussie Bridge, the Sabbath Bridge.
Oh man, I would love that. We could do a I Hate Music field trip.
That'd be amazing. Oh, we can like make a list of all the top metal. We can go Helvete in
that place is
in
great.
Norway,
in Oslo. Yeah.
and also we can go to like the Mecca, the metal meccas of the world.
So you got to start sending in that Patreon money.
Yeah, more for us to travel. It's our travel fund.
Yeah. Radical
What
Research
would be
is
like the top 5? What would be the top 5 metal meccas? You know.
Well, I think the Mermaid in Birmingham.
Okay, nice.
Home of grindcore.
Yeah. All right. But just Birmingham in general, for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Maybe that Maiden pub.
Yeah. That Cart and Horses.
The Cart and Horses.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's been heavily renovated since Maiden was there, and I went there a couple years ago. It was awesome.
Yeah.
But still, feels good to be there. How about Vakken or something, you know?
Yeah, I've never been to Vakken. I know you've been there.
Yeah. Definitely Helvete and Oslo for sure.
Yeah.
Right.
Gothenburg, I guess, just in general.
Yeah. Tampa.
Yeah. I mean,
what signs are there? Can we see more sound or something?
There is. There's
more
like I'm not sure if it's still operational, but there's still a sign for it, and it like mentions death metal, like the home of death metal or something like that on the
wow,
sign.
that'd be cool. I'd love to do that.
The orange storage units that everybody used to practice in. Do you know about these?
Oh, in Miami or Tampa?
In Tampa,
where are they?
yeah.
In Tampa? No, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I think it was in Tampa.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was like, just storage spaces, but the bands would rent them out to rehearse in. And so it was like Morbid Angel had one, Death had one,
Nice.
Nocturnus was like around the corner or something. Paul was telling me about it one time. I mean,
all in the same complex? Holy shit.
Yeah, if you look up on YouTube, you can see rehearsal footage of Morbid Angel from like when Mike Browning was drumming with them, way back in the day. Yeah. But yeah, Paul was telling me it was just like a row of like all these death metal bands in the same location. Hot as fuck. It had to have been hot as...
yeah, of course. Yeah.
Oh my God, I can't even imagine.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. When you're a kid, you're not as sensitive. Maybe you were, but...
You probably don't even care.
You don't feel it,
No.
But now I get overheated really easily.
Yeah, you do.
Thank you. I usually wear a sweatband. I actually took it off for the podcast. I forget we're not videoing anymore, but I just don't want to, just keep that headband on all the fucking time because I'm sweating my balls off, dude.
You're trying to look nice for me, though, and I appreciate it.
Yeah. I want to make you look good.
Yeah. Well,
how about those big... are there any like graveyards that are super famous? Maybe the entombed shot of them with some graves or something, the crosses. Or
the cross. The cross, I'm not sure where it is exactly. Yeah. John's been there.
That's kind of a Mecca spot.
Yeah. Or I think you can visit like where the bus crashed and Cliff died.
Oh, yeah. That would be a good one. That would be a good one. There's probably some flowers there or something.
I think so. Yeah.
That would be great.
I've seen a lot of people.
Go ahead.
I've seen a lot of people visiting LG's grave recently.
Oh, that'd be cool. Yeah.
And Thomas Lindbergh.
Yeah, that could become a Mecca spot. How about the Thin Lizzy statue? I don't know.
Yeah.
Close.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I saw Metallica was just there.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Taking photos.
Oh, I saw Kirk fell or something.
I saw that too. Yeah. He looked really pissed off, but then I saw that he posted about it, and he was like, "Yeah, shit happens." But like afterwards, he looked really mad. Like he threw his guitar. Like,
oh damn.
Yeah.
Well, I imagine falling like that as a late 50s kind of guy. I mean, you don't recover easily.
No,
anymore.
it's probably pretty scary.
Yeah. Well, that was cool. I think we've covered it pretty well.
Yeah.
It's an important spot, and it just comes out of turmoil and strife, basically.
Yep. People trying to...
But that doesn't resonate. That doesn't always... So it needed to be rock and roll plus turmoil and strife, because turmoil and strife don't always lead to, like... Maybe that creates great music, but it doesn't always create great metal.
That is very true. That is very true.
There's plenty of places in Africa that are full of turmoil and strife that aren't putting out tons of metal. So.
Or fucking Alaska.
Fairbanks, yeah.
Specifically
I imagine there's not
Fairbanks.
much to do there besides drink, fight, and fuck. There's probably not a lot to do.
No. And Dominic isn't good at any of those.
There's only 3 things to do, and he's not good at any of them.
No. God, that guy.
Oh, that guy.
Driving me crazy.
Right now, he's probably experiencing a lot of sunshine, a lot of daylight.
Oh, yeah. I think Casey's up there right now.
He's above the Arctic Circle. He's in Fairbanks? Oh, shit.
Well, not in Fairbanks, but I think he's in Alaska.
He's in Alaska?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Nice. That's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. I always find it interesting when there's a specific place that breeds so much culture, art, whether it be Birmingham or Tampa or
Portland, Oregon, even.
Portland, Oregon. I mean, we have a crazy punk scene,
Mm-hmm. I think in the 90s, the art in general was highly proliferating in this area. It was cheap rents, cheaper than San Francisco, cheaper than LA, cheaper than Seattle. People came here.
Yeah.
They expressed themselves.
Yeah.
It's still happening, though. It's still happening.
Oh,
still,
for sure.
It's still
It's
cheaper than those fucking areas. Still cheaper than San Francisco and LA. So.
We have a glut of doom and death metal bands at this point, it seems like. So,
yeah. Nice.
Awesome. Well, that was a great topic, Nick. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
I love that.
Thank you.
Cool to do
fun.
stuff like that with other places too.
Geography and the metal and how they became epicenters of this music. We should definitely explore Oslo in this way. I don't know enough about what was happening there.
I only know just a very cursory amount, but yeah, Oslo, Gothenburg, Tampa, not Fairbanks though.
Definitely not.
Nothing's happening.
Definitely not. Nothing's happening up there except fucking big ass mosquitoes.
Oh man, you think so? I've never been to Alaska.
Me either, dude.
I really want to go though.
Yeah, me
really
too. But I imagine there's just big ass mosquitoes, and you're running away from them. So you end up at the bar drinking. That's all you do there.
Just trying to escape the mosquitoes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Trying to avoid Dominic and all the mosquitoes.
Yeah, no kidding.
All right, man. That was great. Thanks so much. And we'll see you guys next time.
Guys.
Bye.
Bye.
An Earth in Sound production.